Hello, fifth graders, and happy Thursday. Today is our last day of class before the practice leap. Today we're going to talk about rounding decimals to any place. I know you're going to do a great job on this video, and so does Mr. Smiles. He knows you're going to do a great job so much, today he's even wearing a hat. Let's start with our do now. Which of the following is always a rectangle? Well, what makes a rectangle a rectangle? A rectangle has four sides. It's a parallelogram. And it has four right angles. So I need to find the answer choice that always has four sides, is a parallelogram, and has four right angles. There's only one answer choice that always has four right angles. What is it? It's a square. The correct answer is D. Now you try 1B. Which of the following is always a rhombus? Well, what makes a rhombus a rhombus? A rhombus has four equal sides. Which one has four equal sides always? It's D, a square. A square is always a rectangle and a rhombus. Let's look at number 2. Kylie had 4 birthday cakes for his party. He let 9 people share the cakes, which correctly shows how to find the amount of cake each person received. Well, first, what operation would I need to use to solve this problem? I would need to divide. What's being split up in this problem? 4 birthday cakes are being split up between 9 people. So what's the division problem? It's 4 divided by 9. So the correct answer is A. 4 divided by 9 equals 4/9. Now you try 2B. Mario had 3 feet of yarn. He cut the yarn into 8 equal pieces, which could be used to find the length of each piece. The correct answer is D. Mario is cutting 3 feet into 8 equal pieces, or 3 divided by 8. We also talked about multiplying decimals. Remember, when I multiply decimals, I don't need to line them up. I can count the number of digits behind the decimal point and multiply. How many digits will be behind the decimal in the product for number 3? There will be 1, 2, 3 digits behind the decimal. Now I can multiply like normal. What's 4 times 2? It's 8. What's 4 times 3? It's 12. Drop my 0. What's 1 times 2? It's 2. What's 1 times 3? It's 3. Now I can add my partial products. What's 128 plus 320? It's 448. I know I need 3 digits behind the decimal, so how would I write my final answer? The correct answer is 448 thousandths. There's 1, 2, 3 digits behind the decimal. Now you try one. What's 1 and 2 tenths minus 38 hundredths? Go ahead and solve that problem now. The correct answer is 456 thousandths. Yesterday we talked about adding and subtracting more than 2 fractions at a time. Let's do this problem. 3/5 plus 1/2 minus 3/4. First I need to find the least common denominator between 3/5, 1/2, and 3/4. Go ahead and list your multiples and find the smallest number on all 3 lists. What's the least common denominator? It's 20. Now I need to change all of the fractions so that the denominator is 20. When I change 3/5 so that the denominator is 20, what's the new numerator? Well, 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 4 is 12. When I change 1/2 so that the denominator is 20, what's the new numerator? Well, 2 times 10 is 20. 1 times 10 is 10. When I change 3/4 so that the denominator is 20, what's the new numerator? Well, 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 5 is 15. Now I can follow the order of operations. I have 12 twentieths plus 10 twentieths minus 15 twentieths. What's 12 twentieths plus 10 twentieths? That's 22 twentieths minus 15 twentieths. What's 15 twentieths or 22 twentieths minus 15 twentieths? It's 7 twentieths. The correct answer is 7 over 20. Now you try one. What's 1/3 plus 2/5 minus 1/10? Go ahead and solve that problem now. The correct answer is 19 over 30. You can check your work with mine. Let's do another. What is the sum of 2/10 and 98 hundredths? Well, what operation do I need to use to find the sum? I need to add 2/10 plus 98 hundredths. Go ahead and add that now. What's the sum? Well, 8 plus 0 is 8. 9 plus 2 is 11. The answer is 1 and 18 hundredths. Now you try the next one. What's the sum of 0 and 6/10 and 0 and 53 hundredths? The correct answer is 1 and 13 hundredths. Try number 6. Alviana is making an art project. She buys 8 feet of string. She cuts it into pieces that are each 1/3 foot long. How many pieces can she cut? What operation am I using in this problem? This is a division problem because Alviana is equally splitting string. What's being split up? The 8 feet is being split up. So what's the division problem? It's 8 divided by 1/3. Go ahead and draw a model and solve that problem now. What's 8 divided by 1/3? The correct answer is 24. Alviana can cut 24 pieces of string. Now let's look at 6b. Marcus bought 1/2 pound of meat. He used it to make 6 meatballs that were all the same size. How many pounds of meat were in each meatball? What kind of problem is this? This is a division problem. What's being split up in this problem? 1/2 pound of meat. So what's the division sentence? It's 1/2 divided by 6. Go ahead and draw a model and solve that now. What's 1/2 divided by 6? The correct answer is 1/12. We've been talking all week about plotting ordered pairs. Remember, when we plot ordered pairs, we go over first, that's the x-coordinate, and then up, that's the y-coordinate. Let's do it. What are the ordered pairs for number 1? Check your work with mine. What are the ordered pairs for number 2? Check your work with mine. What are the ordered pairs for number 3? Check your work with mine. What are the ordered pairs for number 4? Check your work with mine. Now let's dive into today's lesson. We're going to talk about rounding numbers to any place. To round a decimal, first, underline the digit in the place we're rounding to. Then we can draw a number line to write which two numbers it's between, and we'll use the number in the next place to determine which way to round. So let's look at this. Round 28 and 1,947 ten-thousandths to the nearest whole number. That means we're rounding to the ones place. Which digit is in the ones place? The 8 is in the ones place. So I know that this is between 28 and 1 more than that, 29. Does the 1 in the tenths place tell me that I'm closer to 28 or 29? I'm closer to 28. 1 is less than 5. Now let's round that number to the nearest tenth. Which digit is in the tenths place? It's the 1. So I know this is between 28 and 1/10 and 28 and 2/10, 1/10 more than that. Which way does the 9 tell me to round? The correct answer is 28 and 2/10. Now let's round to the nearest hundredth. Which digit is in the hundredths place? The 9 is in the hundredths place. So I know this is between 28 and 19 hundredths and 28 and 20 hundredths. Which way does the 4 tell me to round? It's closer to 28 and 19 hundredths. Now let's round to the nearest thousandth. Which digit is in the thousandths place? The 4 is in the thousandths place, so I know this is between 28 and 194 thousandths, and 28 and 195 thousandths. Which way does the 7 tell me to round? It's closer to 28 and 195 thousandths. 7 is greater than 5. Now you try a few. Round 16 and 7,682 ten-thousandths to the nearest whole number. Go ahead and do that now. Let's see how you did. 6 is in the ones place, so I know that this is between 16 and 17. The 7 tells me it's closer to 17. Now round that same number to the nearest tenth. Let's see how you did. 7 is in the tenths place, so I know this is between 16 and 7/10 and 16 and 8/10. The 6 in the hundredths place tells me that I can round to 16 and 8/10. Let's try another. Round this number to the nearest hundredth. Go ahead and do that now. Let's see how you did. 6 is in the hundredths place, so this is between 16 and 76 hundredths and 16 and 77 hundredths. The 8 in the thousandths place tells me it's closer to 16 and 77 hundredths. Now round this number to the nearest thousandth. Go ahead and do that now. 8 is in the thousandths place, so I know this is between 16 and 768 thousandths and 16 and 769 thousandths. The 2 in the 10,000ths place tells me I'm closer to my smaller number. So whenever you are rounding, underline the digit in the place you're rounding to, write the two numbers it's between, and then use the number in the next place value to determine which way to round. Try a few more. Round 38 and 2,352 ten-thousandths to the nearest tenth. Which digit is in the tenths place? The 2 is in the tenths place. Which 2/10 is it between? It's between 38 and 2/10 and 38 and 3/10. Which one does the 3 tell us we're closer to? It's closer to 38 and 2/10. Try another. Round 9 and 2,754 ten-thousandths to the nearest hundredth. Well, 7 is in the hundredths place, so it's between 9 and 27 hundredths and 9 and 28 hundredths. 5 tells me I'm closer to 9 and 28 hundredths. Now try the last one, round 28 and 5,924 ten-thousandths to the nearest thousandth. 2 is in the thousandths place, so it's between 28 and 592 thousandths and 28 and 593 thousandths. The 4 in the 10,000ths place tells me it's closer to my smaller thousandth. We might see problems where we need to round multiple numbers. Let's read this problem together. Mr. Chin wrote the rounded number to the nearest tenth below on the board. 82 and 6/10. Look at each number. Could it be the number that Mr. Chin started with? Select yes or no. So for each number, we need to round to the nearest tenth to see if it will become 82 and 6/10. I have space for you to show your work on your paper. Let's do 82 and 642 thousandths. We need to show work for every answer choice. What's the digit in the tenths place? It's 6, so this is between 82 and 6/10 and 82 and 7/10. Which way does the 4 tell me to round? It tells me to round to 82 and 6/10. So could this have been the original number? Yes. Try another. 82 and 59 hundredths. What digit is in the tenths place? 5 is in the tenths place, so this is between 82 and 5/10 and 82 and 6/10. Which way does the 9 tell me to round? It tells me to round to the larger number. So could this have been the original number? Yes. Now you try C. Could 82 and 507 thousandths have been the original number? Round to the nearest tenth to find out. Well, 5 is in the tenths place, so this is between 82 and 5/10 and 82 and 6/10. The 0 in the hundredths place tells me to round to my smaller number. So no, this could not have been the original number. Now try D, 82 and 63 hundredths. Could that have been the original number? Well, 6 is in the tenths place, and 3 is in the hundredths place. I know this is between 82.6 and 82 and 7/10, and the 3 tells me to round down. So yes, this could have been the original number. 81 and 6/10 is already rounded to the tenths place. No, this couldn't have been the original number. Try 82 and 553 thousandths. Could that have been the original number? Well, 5 is in the tenths place, so it's between 82 and 5/10 and 82 and 6/10. 5 in the hundredths place tells me to round up. So yes, this could have been the original number. An elephant at an African wildlife reserve weighed 237 and 584 pounds at birth. Select true or false for each statement about the weight of the elephant. The weight rounded to the nearest hundredth is 237 and 58 hundredths. Is that true or false? Answer now. That's true. Try answer choice B. The weight rounded to the nearest 10 is 240. That's true. Try answer choice C. The weight rounded to the nearest tenth is 237 and 5/10. That's false. It would be 237 and 6/10. Try the next one. The weight rounded to the nearest hundred is 200. That's true. Try the last one. The weight rounded to the nearest pound is 236. That just means the nearest whole number. That's false. It would be 238. We're going to skip problem 5 because there's a typo. Go ahead and cross out problem 5. Move on to problem 6. Which of the following rounds to 56 and 28 hundredths when rounded to the nearest hundredth? You need to round every answer choice to the nearest hundredth and then select the correct answer. Go ahead and do that now. The correct answer is C. Now go to IXL Practice G.7, round decimals. Get to a SMART score of 90. Once you've gotten to a SMART score of 90, raise your hand and Ms. Tramontozzi will tell you to move on to your exit ticket.